in.
Am I presentable here?
Yes. Okay, so in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant is live.
Okay, madabio. No, xachkom, existum. Okay, madabio. Hello, people of this world. I just thought that we meet again. I'm really happy for some of you, your input on that two Blackfoot sentences. I noticed one of you was really hungry, talking about okonoki, what was the other word? I like that. Made me hungry too. Makes me really grateful that we are going into summer. The season.
Hold on. I messed up again. I know.
So did none of them hurt me?
I don't think so.
They saw me moving my arms and all that other jazz.
Why didn't you go? And okay, let's see what happens. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Are you hearing me at all?
Okay. Well.
Any response?
Not yet.
So I just keep going? Yeah. Alrighty. Tonight we are going to go with the colors. With colors. Not the colors, but colors. And your next assignment will be to draw a beautiful rainbow, and in each of the band of colors you are to write the Blackfoot word for that color. That's your assignment. I'm just going to put it right there in front of you so you can start on it even now. Some cultures call the rainbow the rope of hope. We look upon the rainbow in those minute thunderstorms, if you can call them that, the ones that just kind of rush through over your camp and just dampen everything and cool the air off and freshen up the, where you're at, and they're gone again. Even the birds are sitting in their nests all ready to cower in the, to really take as much of the rain, hopefully hoping not to get rained out, and then it's gone already. You can see them coming out of their nests looking around. Where did it go? Oh, we humans are like that too. We all run for cover and it just barely wets the ground. But when you step out in it, the sun is brighter, the air is cleaner. And has any of you ever thought of saying, "Thank you, Father, for the refresher"? Because that's what it is. By the Creator Almighty, just a refreshing, real fast downpour, and it's gone. And because of that, that's where the soil, the sunlight, the water, and everything grows. Tasha and I were talking about Ogonoki, Saskatoon bears. She's going to be planting Ogonoki bushes down at the fort. And, I've been thinking about it too. I'm going to put mine in those great big huge pots. And I was telling her she has to hire me to go down there to prune those berry bushes. You get a clump of 7 berries, you take 3 all over from different parts of it and pop them in your mouth and, are they sweet enough? Next clump of berries, you get 5, you take 2. That's how you prune. You prune with your stomach. Good stuff. But I kind of think she'll change her mind and not hire me to be the Ogonoki pruner. I think she can figure it out on her own. Her teeth will just be blue at the end of their workday. I'm just going to stick to what I know. Ogonokis, way more than one, are squid nuts. They're dark blue, purple. Grass, saskimok, squid nuts. And sometimes the older people will say saskimok squid nuts, which means grass green. I'm not going to put too much what. We'll go through them. So that's purple, grass green, purple, good swing nuts, grass green, my mind is racing, so it's leaving my tongue behind. Sorry about this. Sesquimwood screen nuts. Sky blue, blue sky, screen nuts. White cloud, nuts. Brown bear. Sikutchwi nam yayo. Dark brown, dark yellow, which means brown. The wheat fields when they ripe, when they're just nice and ready to be harvested. Apuyi nuts, they're yellow, golden yellow. That's 6. If I'm going too fast, just let Tash know for me to slow down. Okay. That's and then black, 6 in nuts. Black nights. No stars, no moon. Black nights. 6 in nuts. Black night. 6 in nuts. Red as an apple, apastaminam, moxinam, moxinam, apastaminam legs, moxinatsi. And I have a really funny story about that color. I'll tell you in a bit. And what color am I not covering? Black, white. Oh, otchwinatsi, which means orange. Oranges are orange. Otchwinam makes otchwinam. That makes sense to you guys? Otchwinam makes oranges are otchwinam, orange. Otchwinam makes otchwinam. So you've got orange, apple, wheat fields, yellow, brown bear, sigurthuinam, sixnatsi, otsquinatsi, sesquimogotsquinatsi, sigurtsquinats. Yeah, that's 9. Anybody else, can you, if you want to, get the name of the color, your favorite color? Mine is purple.
Okay, give 1 sec. People are saying you're really echoey, so I'm just gonna switch the mic. I'm gonna try switching the mic on and off here again. Okay, we're back. Let's see if that worked.
Okay, again. Am I echoey still? Anyways, let's go to the 9. I'm trying to think of another, I'm trying to think of a 10th color, be nicely balanced. Let's just see, not see, pink. Yeah, there we go. That's a kind of a dilution. Let's see, not see, pink. So go to screen and see purple. Green. Wheat fields, abuinatist, brown bear, sigurthuinam gayo, sixnatsi, black as the night, black as the raven's wing. I'm hoping I keep to the order. What was the other one? The last 4. Oh, moxinatsi as an apple. Moxinatsi. Red as an apple. Moxinam at bastan. Otquinam mix, otquinam orange. And I'm gonna lose out on these. What's the other one? What's the 8th, 9th, and 10th one? 10th one is, I know I should write these things down, but gee, will I curse? I'm just gonna do that. Or one of these sheets. Where's my purse?
Do you need a pen?
I've got my Sharpie in my purse. I always carry my Sharpie, so in case I need to take some good-looking man's phone number. Hasn't happened, but still hope, eh? I think. Hey guys, do you agree with me? I can't find. No wonder I'm not getting the man's phone number. Yo.
Can you see this blue guy?
I wouldn't be able to see that. It needs to be black.
Yeah.
Black.
There we go. There's a black.
Black Sharpie?
Oh, black dry erase. Big stick.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Alrighty. Let's start again. Grass green, green. I know how to say it in Blackfoot, so I'm not going to write it in Blackfoot. That would be cheating, giving you a head start. Green. Purple. Green. Sesquimogotsquinats. Purple. Sigurtsquinats. Otquina mix oranges. Otquina mix otquinamia. Wheat fields Puyinuts, yellow. When they're ready to be harvested. Apastamina mix are red. So when you go shopping the next few days and you go through, don't go shopping for a brown bear, please. But anything else, or you're driving down the road and you look at the wheat field, and the end of August it'll be all yellow. It'll be, the sun will bake it to yellow. Nuts. What did I got here? Red, white, of course, nuts, clouds, nuts. The night is black. The night is black. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pink. What's nuts? Pink. 8. I'm going to lose the last 2. Gee willikers. Jumping Jehoshaphat. I'm really bad for this. I'm just going to say I'm getting old. These are, I wanted 10 colors. Pink and purple I kind of threw into, brown bear. Brown, brown, yeah. And it'll come back to me. Brown, pink, black, white, red, yellow, orange, purple, and green. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. These are the colors, the core colors. Red, purple. Oh my goodness, to see, did I write blue? I'm getting older and sillier. Did I write blue? No, I didn't write blue. So there's blue, B-L-U-E. I need one more. Like I said, we'll be balanced. 5 colors on each hand. Do I have green? Green? Yeah, I do have green. Right there. Second from the top, or the first one. Green. Yeah. All right. Today, that's what we'll concentrate. And you can find any of these colors in nature. Try and use nature as much as you can as your teacher, so that each time you see something and you remember, you will try to say it in Blackfoot. Like these sentences that you send in. Some of them are awesome. That person that said, okay, this third one. Yeah. All right. I don't know if you're saying this to me. I say it right back at you. I love you too. Bunches and bunches. Being legally blind, as big as these show, they could be like 3 times bigger. Probably still have to stick my nose on them. I really encourage you to print what you've just sent in and start making your own book. Just, you know, put a ring in the corner there and just add as you learn. Because that way you will have it at your fingertips to learn more, to learn it and to use it. Last week I said something about one, like for me, I've lived it, I've experienced it, I don't even think. I just go between English and Blackfoot, just like, and it doesn't even register in my mind that I'm going Blackfoot and back to English and back and forth like that. This way, if you can get yourself to doing that, just simple little, okay, hello, Ketamatsin, we'll see you again. Iksugapi, it's very good. You know, these little terms that you're picking up. Oh, see, oh, there's a chickadee bird. Oh, look, beta, eagle. You know, these little, you know, where you can twist them around. And these colors, you know. Green grass, it's going to be everywhere. I don't know if it's starting to, I'm praying it's starting to, because we've been getting a little bit of rain here and there. And, so, green grass, green nuts. When you go shopping, you see a nice red apple. The apple is red. That's a whole sentence you say right there. Bananas are yellow, just like the wheat field. So bananas, you can. I know you've got banana in your fruits, so put those together and start using them. At the end of this class, you put your books away and you don't take them out, or whatever it is that you take, you bring them out and then you sit down and we face each other through space and whatnot. Don't put them away. Keep using them. It's a good screen nuts. Oh, that's the other one. It's a good screen nuts. What did I refer to that? It's a good screen nuts. It's a good screen nuts. I gave you an example for Sikuts. This is why it would be so awesome if we could talk to each other. I realize it's for me it's a little frustrating because I don't get to talk with you folks. But things will only get better. Oh, I have some wonderful news. Julius left the hospital. He's gone home. He has a long road to recovery. Keep sending prayers his way. He's gone home from the hospital. So our prayers are working for that young man. His Blackfoot name, as a child, we get names thrown at us because that's how our loved ones.
Sorry, I was in front, my bad.
Our loved ones see us, and his Blackfoot childhood pet name, love name is Round Face Ducksky. Yeah. So what you're saying, your prayers, always call him by that name, Ducksky. Round Face. It's a term of endearment. keep him in your prayers. He has gone home from the hospital. And for that I am so grateful. Yeah. And Bailey needs your prayers too, because she's going to have her hands full handling all 6'6" of Julius in her daily, her assisting him on his daily journey back to full health, good strength in his body and the whole 9 yards. So Bailey, the little man Joseph, and Julius, they're together. And so keep them in your prayers and go from there. The rainbow. Do the rainbow itself. You can do some coloring and then write these words in according to the colors. And pin that up. Every once in a while you just stand there and read them. Read the words to yourself. Make a song of them like Julius would do, you know. He has his ways, I have my ways. The reason why I don't sing my Blackfoot language, make a song of, because I can't hold a tune. And I'm scared that if I start singing, some glass might start breaking around this place. So I don't have a singing voice. I got a loud voice, but I don't got a singing voice. Again, Mother Nature, Nature herself, she's going to be giving you all these beautiful colors. In the sunsets, the sunrises, even in the storm clouds, you know, you will see nature at her bestest. And like the black clouds of a rainstorm coming at you, neat 6 nuts, silk waste, black clouds. Optamiskapi nato sini tapoyi nam nato sirto optamiska. The sun was just bright yellow when it rose. The full moon, just full white full moon, just white. It just had a white tone to it. When it's going to blow the next day, the wind is going to blow. The sunset has lots of different shades of red, pink, purple. And of course the water is blue, the sky is blue. Grass and trees and shrubs, even ogonoki shrubs are green. So look at nature with the colors. I'm pretty sure, folks, that when you say these words and you know you've said them right, I'm pretty sure you can find yourself standing there with a real cocky grin on your face. Hey, I got it, I got it. When it rains, it sodas. And I know you got weather, you had a topic or a subject, excuse me, on weather. Soda, rain, sopoy, wind, you know. It gives you colors. Gives you colors. Use these words to describe them to yourself. Do it out loud so that you can hear yourself. And you have fun. And be proud of yourself that you are able to use these terms, these Blackfoot words. If you're in a black mood, because you didn't win the lottery again. No, I'm just kidding. My thoughts were really black because I didn't win that $1 million was mine, was supposed to be mine this week now. But just keep trying. Any comments so far, please?
They're happy to hear about Julius, and I'm still trying to figure out the sound much. So.
Oh, I have to repeat what I said about you.
No, they can hear you.
Oh.
It's just, I'm still monkeying around with the sound.
Oh.
So everybody kind of knows that.
I'm still sounding like an old foghorn.
No. Just keep talking.
Timothy, this is really good. And I know your name twice over with Grandma. Raquel, and there's Timothy. Here. You see, up here, you type Timothy or whatever, however you said it. And you said, what did you say? Nitaniko. Oh, Nitsintikas. My name is, I make that mistake, Nitaniko. Somebody told me, my name is Nitaniko. Nitsintikas. Yes, Timothy. That's twice. So you'll be called Timothy twice. No, I'm just kidding you. I'm going to be pulling your legs every now and then, each of you, as I get to know. I noticed from last week there's, Timothy is quite verbal, so is Susan. And today I get to hear what Rachel had to say to me. Oh, I'm going to be messing up with these things and trying to keep them together. Rachel. Okay. Itamix kanotunni. There's one of you guys that Puyaki. Oh my gosh! Yeah. So you are the fair one. Ha! Puyaki. When it's given in a name, it's that you're fair, so you must be blonde. Nitsinchikasim Apuyaki. The fair one. Good. Say it. Use your name all the time. Say it. Ni stuago apuyaki. You say it to yourself when you're brushing your teeth or combing your face and washing your nose. When you're getting ni stuago apuyaki. That way, your maker knows it's you. Hey? Use your Blackfoot name all the time, proudly. Yeah, you're the one that's hungry for Saskatoon. They're coming. Just be patient, darling. They'll be ripened soon. June is the month. When Saskatoon berries ripen. is the month of June, the calendar month of June. That's in this, within the Blackfoot people's season of when things ripen and they're ready to be harvested. Because I always go back to the time long before non-Jews were ever around.
I dropped you. I don't know how to turn it off again.
So be patient, girl. You'll be picking them, hopefully into a container, not into your stomach. Okay? Save some for the canning season. Pick them in the can instead of in your stomach. Although that's the best place for them to go. Okay? Yeah. You and I both. Okonoki. Nipo. Nipomaki. That's, you don't eat that one. Oh, please don't try to eat that. That's the word that goes with the game of the chickadees, not the end of chickadees, remember?
Hold on, I'm going to flip you.
Do not use that to eat.
This one?
Yeah, what was this other one?
Yeah.
Are you talking to yourself, girl?
No, I have my in-house IT helping me.
Oh. Who's be that?
Other. This one? This one?
There's another person in here now? Or is it still the two of us?
I'm talking to Graham. He's helping me.
Oh, he's up there in space somewhere.
Yeah.
Hi, Graham.
Left, right.
I am really happy that this is, I know it's kind of off the cuff and erratic,
This
but
guy.
I want you folks who are taking this time out once a week to hopefully use on a day-to-day basis in your personal lives what you're learning, what you have learned.
And like this is what this looks like.
I myself, going back to when I was a child, learning the new language, English, was my learning language. Blackfoot was my native tongue, my mother tongue. And once I got to distinguish a word, a non-native word, an English word, to what was there, like, to me it was always sesksim, mistis, a tree, gopher, kumikis, the moon, natusi, the sun. When I was able to distinguish what was in my world, in that language, I remember, I think I kind of drove my mom and dad a little bonkers, because I was always going, natusi-san, you know. I thought I could sing. Well, my mom and dad never told me that I didn't have the singing voice, so I made little songs up, and the river, Umaksikimi, the lake, you know, pine trees, pchtokiks, Utskwinam pchtokiks. The pine trees are green. The river is silver. It's white silver. The lake is blue. Muktujohki, the lake, the ocean is blue. Nito screenats. Nitsikot screenatsi saskrimuko. Nitsikot screenam pachtokiks. Ukunukis nitsikot screenats. They're just dark blue, purple. I embarrassed you. Kitsikokistot. Your face is just pink because I embarrassed you. My grandma used to laugh when she'd laugh, her face would get all pink, and I love that great big smile on her face, and we knew we really got grandma's funny bone when her face would turn pinkish and sometimes almost red because she laughed so hard. All these things, that's my experiences of learning the English language. And I'm doing the best I can to explain to you, for you to experience as you learn the Blackfoot language. Experience it. So you're going to have to really, really see where you're at, what is there for you. You have to see it. That's how you experience. Look, listen, learn, live, and love it. My 5L process. These lessons that we are hopefully sharing, I don't know if you're hearing, if all of you are hearing me, but there seems to be a difficulty here with the communicating apparatus. I'm hoping that you are making heads and tails of what I'm talking about. Tash has left the room, but if you have, any of you have any comments up till this point, see if you send them in, see if they're gonna be coming through, and Tash will read them out to me. When you're when you're reviewing the course that you've taken from Julius, it's going to be very easy for you to plug into where I'm coming from, into what he has done, what he has taught you, and you will find that weather conditions, animals, foods, foods, all of what you have covered, even the different people in your life, your relationships, you can apply. You can it'll come together. The way, for me, for myself, the way I see my relations, my children, my grandchildren, and my great-granddaughters, like with my second youngest great-granddaughter. She's a pure ray of sunshine. When she walks into my home, man, that house just lights up with the her presence, you know. And my younger son, her grandfather, he's my younger son, he reminds me of a mountain. He's a big guy. And he's always joking. He's a very funny, yet he can be so serious, but he's a funny man. And he loves, oh, does he ever love teasing me. So to me, when he's my baby, all 6'6" of him, he's my baby. He comes to me, and I can see the wind. I can see the changing of the sky from cloudy to bright blue to dark black clouds, because the way he presents himself, you know, the real bubbly motion of the river. So when you feel life, let's put it that way, when you feel life, your life, when you feel it, see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, you become a more wholesome individual. I don't know if I'm making sense to you folks, but coming from me, that is what I am, all what I am about. I'm a First Nations woman, and I'm from the Blood Tribe, and my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. Hear this from me. That's the joining of the spirits. Not only when I see them, even when they're not around me, that joining, that connection is still there. I'm not out in the forest area experiencing spring, the coming of summer, on a day-to-day moment, but I know it's happening. And this is, I guess what no, I don't guess, I want you folks to feel it. To feel life, so that the connections that you do end up having will assist you in living your life, making yourself a whole person. Any comments?
Okay, first I just want to say to everybody, I talked to my IT department, internal, which is Graham, and we cannot see really what's going on with the mic. So apologies, this is the best we can kind of get it at the moment. So sorry about that, but please bear with us. So the comments that I see here is when you were talking about the colors, I think she misses gray. Did you do gray?
I don't think I put gray. No, I did not. So thank you.
Okay, another one is, can you say the word for grass and the words having to do with clouds and sun?
Okay. Grass. Seskimukwe. It bit me.
Oh.
Seskimukwe. It's growing from Mother Earth. Seskimukwe. What was the other one? Gray. No, I don't think I used gray. I know I used white and black. Well, I'll stick to gray. The other one, the one that I had picked, I should have written them down. I'm going to prepare. I'm going to prepare to really shock the daylights out of you folks as this process goes on. We can look at the winter months are looked upon as gray, you know. Majorly they are white because of the snowfall, you know. But there's days when it can be really dark and it kind of sort of looks like gray. And the moments leading up to a full-blown rainstorm, yeah, everything can kind of turn gray. What's that saying? Looking out of the window at the gray sky, or the gray fence with the gray cat against the gray sky. It's not white and it's not black and it's there's no light to it. It's you could almost say black white, but because that's where we get gray from is so that's one of the other colors. It's kind of like a tangent of the core colors. And what was the other one? The third word.
So there's the word for grass, the words having to do with clouds and the sun.
Natusi, the sun. Apuin, tapuinam, natusi, autumn comes. When the sun comes, it's bright yellow, very bright yellow, very, you know, and the clouds, the clouds are white. Normally, summer clouds are white. Is that what you wanted?
I will wait to see if he comments.
Oh, I wish I was a little chickadee. I'd just fly all over you guys, each one. Transform back to Blanche and sit and talk. Go back to a chickadee, or maybe even an eagle. They fly faster than the chickadees.
Ooh.
Just transform and go to each and every one of you and have a face-to-face. Speak it to you, you speak it to me.
There was a hawk sitting on top of the teepee poles today at the fort.
Oh. Must be because you've got critters inside the palisades?
Yeah, I think he's gonna eat Stewie.
Okay, get it. Because they're the best cleaner uppers. Who are you going to send to get you your sage for the repellent, mice repellents?
I don't know yet.
Ah. Make it are you going to get school groups?
I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, take them out into the flatlands and the prairie, and have them bring those little children's scissors with them so they can snip the male sage at an angle. And then just gather as much sage as you can. Put it around, just stuff it right into where the wood goes into the ground. Just stuff it in there on the outside and then on the inside too. I bet you cut down on your critters.
We found a bat today too.
What?
A bat. A little brown bat was there.
Oh. That's what we call them aufspjatt. Because when they, if they come too close to you, they get tangled in you because of their claws and their wings, and it feels like they stick to you. Aufspjatt. Yeah, that's what we call them. That's.
What's a porcupine again?
You have to ask me that. See, I don't use these words in my day-to-day speaking. Oh my goodness, it'll come. I'm really getting bad this way. It's not that I forget, it's just that I don't use them. Can you guys help her out? What is the Blackfoot word for porcupine? This Blackfoot speaking person is asking you, help! I don't know how to say porcupine in Blackfoot. I'm thinking of otter and muskrat and mink and badger and lynx and cougar and just beaver. But I can't think of porcupine.
No worries, I'll get it later. We just had one. He's my new pet down at the fort.
Oh. They love, no, that's skunks. Don't put any milk products out. You'll have lots of skunks there. They love milk. Don't startle that porcupine when you walk around down there, because you walk, if he's kind of in a niche there and you walk past it, he or she won't tickle you. I think it's Geiska.
Okay. So does anybody have any questions for Blanche?
Waiting. And what was that? Was that Susan that told me she loves me? Cousin Timothy. Okay. Timothy, why did you come to Lethbridge? I was down in Nova Scotia a few years ago in the fall. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, here's here's the word. Right there. I'm going to remember this long time. But the person did not sign it. Tisk. Rachel. Sandra. Here's another name that keeps coming up. Nancy. Takes me a while to see the letters. One letter at a time. Rachel. Yeah. I have to put this like this. Any comments? Nothing?
I just refreshed the page.
Huh. Any questions, comments, anything from you folks?
Nope, not yet.
Oh my! Have y'all gone to sleep? My goodness, have y'all gone to sleep on me, people? Can you imagine? I'd like you to imagine way back in the day, there was no cities, no roads, no fences, no boundaries. It was just Mother Earth wide open. And you and your family were moving your clan's camp to the next spot so you'd be closer to that herd of buffalo, your food on the hoof, on the move. And the horses weren't here yet, okay? So that'll be before the 1600s, years before that. And you were walking along and like even my mind has not fully encompassed that openness where you'll see nature in, I'll use that term, in its rawness, you know, just absolute raw and pure. And you're a very productive member of the clan, and you're either walking behind the group, making sure that things don't, if things fall off the travois from your dog travois, your wolf dog travois, that you will find, you'll see them and you'll pick them up and eventually give them back to the person whose travois, whose belongings, who it belonged to, you know. And that knowledge, you know, and you see the certain things. Maybe you see a redness to the soil here, or just a different color of vegetation that you hadn't seen in your young life. And to have maybe your older brother, your older sister, Geets, or your mom and dad, Ginna, Gixista, Gach, your grandparents, to show, you know, for you to show it to them so that they can explain it to you. And even I don't have that knowledge. That's the way the Blackfoot language evolved, is what was there was seen, probably picked up, brought to the camp or to a gathering of sorts. Maybe the camp itself, your relatives couldn't actually answer a question, so you brought it to a gathering of, maybe to a buffalo hunt or something like that, and you took it to the elders, and they described it for you. That's what the language is all about. It's descriptive. It compares. But as the years went along, things started changing in our world, the First Nations world, and it began to have to adapt. Like, I often tell people, boy, if I could get a time machine, I'd put in a telephone, a computer, a car, all these different fruits. I don't know how I would call a kiwi in Blackfoot. So I need to take it back to my ancestors and tell them, what are we going to call this in our language? Maybe what they'll do is they'll cut it and taste it, smell it, or even the way it looks on the inside. That will be its Blackfoot name. A typewriter, a PlayStation, holy moly, a TV, eh? And I'd be able to set it up for them to actually experience it, because, like I said, you need to experience it to begin to get that connection.
Okay, I have some questions. Am I interrupting you? I'm sorry. Okay, you want to hear the questions?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ruth asks, can you share about games you liked to play when you were young?
Hide and go seek, tag, horseback tag, horseback hide and go seek, in the rivers, in the swimming hole, who could swim fastest, who could dive the deepest, just what kids play today. The ancestors played those games. There's a story where the Kootenai Indians came from southeastern British Columbia. They came through the pass, what is now connector between Waterton Lakes and BC, the southeast corner. Kootenai people came over with their wares, their seashells. They came over for the Blackfoot people's the white buckskin. We were noted for that. And a ball was developed. Pukun ball, pukun. And there was a big game of what we call now today. Some people call it football, others call it soccer, and there's another one. I never remember the actual name of what my ancestors used to play. And somebody went and kind of roughened up the clan, the Kootenai clan's, the head of that clan, his son. He was probably a mama's boy or something. No, I'm just kidding. And a big fight ensued. Well, unfortunately, that kind of ended the ball game. So many different lacrosse. That's the name of lacrosse. That's one of the other games that were developed way back before non-natives even showed up here, you know. And and what we do is, in our excursions, I call them fact-finding tours, we go to a different, let's say, a group of young Blackfoot males get ready and they ride southeast. And they go all the way to what is now, they'll go through the Dakotas, they'll go through almost to the eastern seaboard, and they will watch from a distance a clan's camp. And a game is being played, they will watch it and adapt it to their understanding. They bring it back. Those guys can come all the way to the west coast and watch the Oregon, a clan in the Oregon Nation playing a kind of game that they do, and they will adapt it. So it was kind of an evolution of other nations' games that were adopted or gifted to a different tribe. You know, that was the exchange, because there was no need to get on go on your fact-finding tours, as they called them. The non-natives called them the raids. We weren't that savage. We went on many different excursions, and we picked up items. We picked up, like I said, games, items of clothing, types of how some things were made to trade, for trade, and there were times when one tribe would go into another tribe and capture their women or their weapons, or when the horse came, because it came into what we now know to be the United States, earlier than the 1600s, when it finally came up into what we now know as Canada, or the western provinces of Canada. So those were things that they captured. Yeah, sometimes I believe there'd be confrontations, there'd be big chases on, and but then who would want? How would you like if I just walked into your backyard? Ooh, that's a nice potted plant. I'm going to take this home with me, and I walk off with it. You're going to, hey, you woman, you put that thing down. That's my stuff, blah 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 blah. And I'll be telling you, no, it was just sitting in the open. Nobody says they owned it, so it's mine now, things like that, What happened then still happens today, only in our own era's contexts. So the games that we play today they were played back then. We have a counting game, and these games were set up that they were a teaching tool to teach how to count, the quickness of hand-eye coordination, hand or eye-foot coordination. They were all a teaching tool. When I go to a basketball game, and the young people are throwing that ball around. In the days of old, it was done to not a basketball as we know it today, but a similar item was used again to teach them. It was not just a game. It was to teach them the use of their body, their hands, their power, their ability to jump, their ability to run and turn, and all of these things. The games that were taught, that were played then, were teaching tools as well. We have the counting bones where they're marked in a certain way. They're like flat. They were made from the wide ribs of the buffalo. They were a flat piece of rib, and they were marked. So this one counted for 5 points, and this one counted for 4 points, and so on. And they would throw them up in the air, and then when they landed, it reminds me of pickup sticks. Only it was to teach them how to count. In our day, it's math. Or pickup sticks, how steady you can beat when you're playing that game. But in the days of my ancestors, it was to teach them how to count, like bing, bang, boom, boom. And whoever counted, there would be the person throwing the bones up in the air, and when they landed, the players who would be fastest to add them all up, and they scored. Maybe we're going to play from 1 to 100, and whoever got to 100, adding those things, those numbers up, was the winner. Again, teaching them to be aware of their sight, to use their sight to the best, their brain. So there was many different things, and then there was the hearing game. You'd have Probably they'd use animal skin because there was no cloth back then. They'd blindfold a few of them inside a circle of the rest of the children, and they'd have these orbs with little maybe pebbles in there or some kind of plant seed, and they'd be several of them in that outside circle, and the kids inside that circle, being blindfolded, would have to use their ears, their ability to jump, almost like a coordination type, where when one of the children on this side shaking the orb and then throwing it over the heads of the ones in the center blindfolded to a person on the other side of the circle. But the ones in the circle, inside the circle, would be listening, so as soon as that one stopped rattling, they might even hear it being thrown over their heads, and they would jump and try and catch it. There was the stick game. In the days of old, it was a guessing game, like to read the faces of your opponents sitting across from you, and it was eventually turned to a hand game where horses, in the later years, wagons and property was used as what is it called? Your bet. You'd bet maybe two of your best horses, maybe a team of horses with your harness and your wagon, and it got to be a challenging game, not really to see, it was a guessing game, but it kind of left the part of to study, to use your eyesight, to study. I guess it would be the same as playing poker. I've never played poker, but to study that's why I believe that we have big casinos all over the world. The games of chance, that some of them that are being played today, they were played back then, but not with the same items. Does that help?
Okay, another question, the next question that came in was, what about other Blackfoot words of things of various colors?
Like I said, it's Mother Earth has her colors, and that's where these words come from. Give me an example, if you don't mind. What are you thinking of? So
I just have to wait for it.
Yeah. Like you can add silver, gold, turquoise, yeah. Turquoise is another color, and it's in nature. Like I'm just going, I'm a little chickadee flying all over the place looking at the colors of Mother Earth, because that's where those colors come from. They don't come from, they come from the plants, they come from the ground, they come from plants, different animals, minerals, water, sky, earth. That's where all those colors come from. Any example yet?
No. So I'm going to move to the next question.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to spell you the Blackfoot words. Okay?
Go for it.
Okay, so it is K-I-P I-T-A-A-P-O-O-K-A.
Kippy. Okay. Kip. K-I-P.
Yep. I-T.
Kipit.
A-A.
Da.
O-O-P-O-O-K-A.
Kipita. Puka. Oh, Kipitapuka. I'm one. I'm a Kipitapuka.
Okay.
That's a grandparent's child.
Okay, and the other one was M-I-N-I.
Min, me.
P-O-K-A.
Oh, Mini Puka. That's a pampered one. Spoiled, rotten child. Mini Puka. One that is pampered and how do you say, always being under the protection of a parent, a grandparent, or even a big brother or sister. Mini Puka. I have several Mini Puka grandchildren. Granny, I'm going back to school. I need to pay for my college seat. It's $300. Can you pay it for me, Granny? I love you. And I say, okay. But when you're rich and famous, remember, it was Granny that started you on that path. I'll always keep you in my prayers. Okay, that's good enough. Mani Pukai. Somebody a child that is very pampered and looked after and cherished. It can be good, bad, and ugly, you know. The way a child can be a mini puka or a kipita puka. With me, it was because my grand uncle / daddy, because I don't know who my birth father is, but it was my birth mother's uncle took me in the native way, adopted me, and I became his child, his kipita puka, because he was he was in his mid-40s, late 40s when I came into his life, so he was considered an elder, a senior. When I was his little girl, and boy, I'm not kidding you, I was his little girl. I was what they call a true daddy's girl, but I didn't have him very long. I only had him for the first 20 years of my life. Shucks, I wish I had him for the last 200 years of my life. Oh, that man was a beautiful human being. And it's through him, because of him, and with him in my mind and in my spirit, that I am today so proud of who, what, and where Lunch Brewstead is all about. He taught me. He was the bestest teacher in the world next to nature. And he was not an educated man as we see today. But he was completely educated. He was talk about a connection to Mother Earth, that man was. And that's where I got it from. Because when I get confused today, 21st century, in my mind, I can go back to a spot in any forested area and just spiritually sit quietly. Nature will teach me. If I could go out there on my own, which I used to do when I was able to drive, you know, I could still see, I would just take off for a couple days overnight just to go to my favorite spot and just listen, look, learn, live it, and learn to love nature. I don't have to be what do they call, a scientist. I don't have to be a biologist. I don't need that kind of education or paperwork to prove that I am able. I looked, I listened, I learned, I live it, and I love the 5 L's. They are so important, people.
Okay.
Kipitapuka is an old folks child. Manipuka is a spoiled, kind of sometimes a brat. Like I said, good, bad, ugly. You can apply to each of those. Manipuka is a spoiled, pampered, loved, very much loved, highly valued child.
Okay, so the second part of that question was, why are they given that title? And then what is the responsibility given to them in the past and for today?
What was the first part of that question?
So the first part was, why are they given that title?
Well, we don't all get along like 100%. Even back then, there was confrontation, arguments between parents and child, and sometimes the grandparent or grandparents would see something very special in one of their grandchildren and just, we're going to raise this one for you. It could be the oldest, it could be the middle one, it could be the youngest, it didn't matter. And that child would go to the grandparents' teepee, and he'd be like, he or she would be, I guess you could call 24/7 back then, because there's no 24 hours. It was just daylight and nighttime, and then there was no week. It was just one day after the other, from one season to the next. This child would be educated at the highest level. You could say that this child could come out of there with a PhD in any discipline, basically because the grandparents raised that individual. Does that make sense? And what was the second part there?
It is, what is the responsibility given to them in the past and for today?
Well, in the past, they would then become the carriers of the knowledge, the keepers of the knowledge as it was handed on. Because remember, we, the Blackfoot, did not write things down in books or on animal skins to hand along to to the next generation. It was oral history, oral teachings, hands-on working of whatever, whether it was for ceremony, for medicine, how to preserve foods, what plants to use, how to use all the plants that were gifted to the Blackfoot people. These people carried that knowledge. They were the bridge from the old people to the new generation, and so on and so on and so on. Because they in turn they could get themselves a kipitapuka. They could adopt, and it didn't have to be brother or sister. It could be anybody within that clan. And so they became responsible for the knowledge, the keeping of the knowledge, and they would be taught songs, they would be taught processes in the rituals and the stories, and they would be taught the ceremonies through that family, in that family with the grandparents. It was not just that the child benefited from the grandparents' love and attention. The grandparents were then gifted with, and they used their gifts to gift to this child, who would then carry forward what they knew. And then this child would be always at the on the ready to learn more. Evolution, that's the best way I could explain it. That was their responsibility. It was then, it is now, but it rarely happens nowadays, because It's the younger generation today. I've heard them say in class, in schools, why do I need to learn Blackfoot? We don't use it today. And that was like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And today I'm being told, teach me Blackfoot, like just verbally, I'm sorry to use this terminology, verbally vomit Blackfoot on me and I'll use it. They can't do that because they've not experienced it. Basically, maybe their parent, mother or father, decided 25, 30 years ago, I don't need to speak Blackfoot anymore. It's not used anymore. So they deprived their child. I am one that used English on my children. Basically, it was quicker. And it was always, hi mom, love you mom, gee, it's good to see you mom, bye mom, you know, and I'd be saying the same thing to my children. In the days of old, there was no, you can't rush off to go look over that hill over there. You stayed with the family, the clan. You were a unit. Because if one left, it weakened. If a bunch of them left, it left the members exposed. So it was a solid unit from the oldest to the youngest. That connection was not only to Mother Earth, it was to each other because of the connection that they had to Mother Earth. That is not happening nowadays. It's just too fast. I can sit in my home and punch numbers. Hello, my great-granddaughter. Geez, how you doing? In the days of old, the grandmother would walk out of her teepee, walk across the clan's camp, and face to face with her great-grandchild, her son, her daughter, and other members, maybe even her own brothers and sisters, that they were all living in that one clan. We don't do that anymore. We don't. It's just evolution of lifestyles has changed so much from our ways that were a lot to do, if not all of it, to do with the connections with each other, with the trees, the grass, the hills, the animals, the sky people, on earth people, the water people, even the air. It's that connection, those connections are far and few between. That's what we try to teach our children, our grandchildren, and hopefully in some small way I can help you open that window or that door, whatever, to experience where the language came from, nature. Broaden your spirit to connecting to your brother, your aunt across the ocean, your neighbor, and even your next door neighbor, without any animosity, because we're very selfish people today. We make fun of each other like that, try making fun of yourself so that you will get to feel you. Mind, soul, physical, everything about you, especially spiritually. It's just way, way too fast. So that responsibility is suffering. The person that should be responsible is suffering. That sense of, that's your position in your clan, in your family, in your neighborhood, in your, in your CD block. Yeah. If I went out and, talk to my neighbors, they'll probably boot me out of that block. Get this crazy woman, move her to an asylum. Because there's no understanding, no connection anymore. I hope that helps. You got a lot of work, you folks. I'm putting all of it on you. You guys are going to do it. Rachel and Timothy and Susan and Ruth and every last one of you guys. When Julius comes back, he'll be so connected. He'll feel the power, and oh my gosh, today the Blackfoot language class at the Galt Museum and Archives, tomorrow the entire Blackfoot language. You know, that's my wish for you guys, that you get to feel the language, see where it comes from, and go to that teacher. Do not be shy I guess in some ways I'm telling you to become tree huggers and grass kissers and butterfly admirers. Go to nature. She is one awesome teacher. Use your eyes, your nose, your sense of hearing, even your sense of touch. And in some cases, use your sense of taste to the different fruits and foods that are out there. You can find wild potatoes, onions, mushrooms, cabbage, turnips, carrots, onions. You can find all those vegetables out there, and you can find wild mint, sage, sweetgrass, cedar pine, all those, what nature has to offer you. Take what you need, not what you want. And please, they're not for sale. I really hope that answers your question. Those are parts of your question.
Lunch. It is 8:38.
Oh, I went over.
So we're done. So I just want to let anybody know that if they have specific questions that they want me to answer for next week, they can email me. So natasha.gray@galtmuseum.com, and I will forward them and get them on big sheets to Blanche, or I'll chat with her and do that. So for the next time that we're going to show, when we have our little Blackfoot class.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck. Stay safe and stay strong. And I got to touch you. We will talk to each other again. Too bad you guys ain't asking questions. I know I'm not that good.
Oh, I have some questions that we'll discuss next time.
Oh, okay.
We didn't get through them all tonight.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Take care. Thank you.